And I thank the gentlelady, but before I begin my remarks, I just have to say that I'm really shocked by the statement from my friend and colleague from the state of New Jersey as well, when he basically makes the bold statement that basically by taking away a subsidy of sorts of what we're doing here, and that somehow or other translates to a tax increase on an individual. Nothing, of course, is done in this legislation to that effect. But I come to the floor today and rise in full support of H.R. 3, the No Taxpayer Funding for Abortion Act. And I commend everyone who has worked on this, especially my other colleague from New Jersey, Mr. Smith, for not only for sponsoring the bill before us today, but for being a leader on this important issue. You see, by passing this bill, what we really do is establish a permanent government-wide prohibition on subsidies for abortion and abortion coverage, while giving the doctors opposed to abortion certain protections to safeguard them from what? From performing abortions against their will. This is a common sense bill. It's consistent with the opinions of the majority of Americans who have voiced opposition to federal funding for abortion. See, I believe that the time has come to do away with the patchwork ban currently in place with the laws that extend the Hyde Amendment to all aspects of spending authority here in Congress. Now, I know my colleagues on the other side of the aisle will tell you that cutting off funding to abortion services will only cause abortion rates to do what? Rise, they say. But just the opposite. In fact, published research by the pro-abortion Alan Guttmacher Institute shows what? That we would actually see a 25% decrease in abortions. Furthermore, contrary to what the opposition would have you believe, this legislation will not affect funding for family planning services. It will only prevent funding and subsidies for abortion and abortion coverages. So, it's important to point out that taxpayers across the country do not believe that they should be funding abortion coverage. Just last week in Indiana, Governor Daniels signed probably the most comprehensive taxpayer protection law. Another 20 seconds?
Additional 30 seconds.
Right. I appreciate
Gentleman's
that.
recognized
As I was
for
saying,
additional
just
30
last
seconds.
week in Indiana, the governor signed probably the most comprehensive taxpayer protection laws to prevent taxpayers from doing what? Subsidizing abortion. As I was reading the article in the LA Times, they said this is probably going to go in other states. And why is that? Because it's the will of the people. Let me tell you, let me conclude on this. I'm the father of two beautiful girls. When I look at them, I see the promise of tomorrow. My life is without question better for the love I share with them. America is better for each child in life that is here. So I will come to this floor and continue to fight to protect the most fundamental right of the unborn and each of us, the right to life.